The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue the special military operation. In Belgorod direction, units of the Sever Group of Forces inflicted losses on concentration areas of manpower and hardware of 2 mechanized brigades, 1 assault regiment of the AFU, and 1 territorial defense brigade near Prokody, Ugroidy, Stepik, and Mykolovskoye, Sumy region. The AFU losses amounted to up to 80 troops, 1 armored fighting vehicle, 1 motor vehicle, and 2 artillery guns. The Zapad group of forces improved the tactical situation along the front line. Losses were inflicted on formations of 2 mechanized brigades, 1 airmobile brigade, and 1 air assault regiment of the AFU near Kondrashovka, Bogoslavka, Novoplatinovka, Kharkov region, and Yampol, Donetsk People's Republic. The AFU losses amounted to more than 210 troops, 3 pickup trucks, and 9 field artillery guns, including 1 UK-made 155mm FH-70 howitzer. Units of the UG group of forces took more advantageous lines and positions. Losses were inflicted on manpower and hardware of 5 mechanized brigades, 1 airmobile brigade of the AFU, 2 territorial defense brigades, and 1 National Guard brigade near Seversk, Pleshchievka, Platinovka, Minkovka, Chasov Yar, and Konstantinovka, Donetsk People's Republic. The AFU losses amounted to more than 280 troops, 1 tank, 5 armored fighting vehicles, including 1 US-made M113 armored personnel carrier and 1 Bradley infantry fighting vehicle. 8 motor vehicles and 2 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Centre Group of Forces improved the tactical situation. Losses were inflicted on formations of 1 mechanized brigade, 1 assault brigade, 1 UAV brigade, 1 assault regiment of the AFU, 1 Marine brigade, and 1 National Guard brigade near Mirlyabovka, Dmitrov, Krasnoarmeysk, Kedlino, Zverevo, and Alexeivka, Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian armed formations sustained losses of up to 465 troops, 2 armored fighting vehicles, 2 motor vehicles, and 3 field artillery guns. Units of the Vostok group of forces continued advancing into the depth of enemy defenses. Losses were inflicted on manpower and hardware of 3 mechanized brigades, 1 airmobile brigade, 1 territorial defense brigade, and the Nationalist Adar battalion near Konstantinopol, Bogodar, Komar, and Otradnoy, Donetsk People's Republic. The enemy losses amounted to up to 135 troops, 3 armored fighting vehicles, 1 motor vehicle, and 3 field artillery guns. Units of the Dnieper group of forces inflicted losses on formations of 1 mechanized brigade, 1 mountain assault brigade, 2 coastal defense brigades of the AFU, and 2 territorial defense brigades near Novodanilovka, Lobkovoy, Stebnogorsk, Novopokrovka, Zaporozhye region, and Antonovka, Kherson region. Up to 80 troops, 5 motor vehicles, 1 artillery gun, 1 electronic warfare station, and 1 ammunition depot of the enemy were eliminated. Operational tactical aviation, attack drones, missile troops, and artillery of the Russian groups of forces struck infrastructure of a military airfield, production buildings of an arms plant of the Ukrainian defense industry, assembly workshops for attack UAVs, an AFU supply depot, missile projectiles, and ammunition depots, as well as clusters of manpower and hardware of Ukrainian armed formations and foreign mercenaries in 157 areas. Air defense units shot down 1 MiG-29 aircraft of the Ukrainian Air Force, 2 US-made JDAM guided aerial bombs, and 1 Mars MLRS projectile, as well as 137 fixed-wing UAVs. In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the enemy lost 660 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 48,599 unmanned aerial vehicles, 601 anti-aircraft missile systems, 22,511 tanks and other armored fighting vehicles, 1,532 MLRS combat vehicles, 23,011 field artillery guns and mortars, 33,388 units of support military vehicles.